Sounds like the start of a joke, right? A funny little question you'd throw around with friends while watching a late-night match. But what if I told you this wasn't a joke? What if I told you this question was about to be answered, not in theory, not in a casual debate, but on a real football pitch with the entire world watching? Picture this: a crisp evening under the blazing stadium lights. The crowd is buzzing. Like 1,000 honeybees, cameras flashing in every direction, commentators whispering in disbelief. Why? Because something historic is about to happen. Cristiano Ronaldo, the man, the myth, the legend. A player who has spent decades breaking records, redefining greatness, and making defenders look like training cones. And yet tonight, he's facing a challenge no footballer has ever faced before. Not one goalkeeper, not two, not even three, but a wall, a living wall of goalkeepers, all lined up with one mission: stop Ronaldo from scoring. Sounds insane, doesn't it? Who would even think of this? Only someone desperate, a team that has run out of options, a manager who knows that traditional tactics don't work on this man. Because how do you stop a hurricane? How do you block a tsunami? You don't, unless you bring in something extraordinary. And that's exactly what happened. The opposition coach, after studying every trick in the book, after watching hours of Ronaldo's footage, came up with the craziest idea football has ever seen. Put as many goalkeepers as the rules allow. Create an unbreakable wall. Force Ronaldo to fail. The world thought it was a gimmick, a publicity stunt, something to trend on social media for a few hours and then disappear. But when the lineup was announced and fans saw not one, not two, but 5 men in full goalkeeper kits, jaws hit the floor. The memes exploded. The internet broke. And suddenly, this wasn't a football match anymore. It was a war, a battle of wills. Ronaldo versus the impossible. Because here's the thing about Ronaldo. He's not just a footballer. He's a force of nature. A man who thrives when the odds are stacked against him. Every record he's shattered, every headline he's owned, every stadium he's silenced. It all started with one word: impossible. And tonight the impossible is standing right in front of him, wearing gloves and jerseys, staring him down like a pack of wolves ready to protect their goal at any cost. So, how many goalkeepers does it take to stop Ronaldo? That's the question. But by the time this night ends, the world will learn the answer. And trust me, it's not what anyone expected. It started as a joke. You can't stop Ronaldo with one goalkeeper, they said. Not even 2. You need an army. Nobody thought it would ever go beyond locker room banter. Just another meme on football fan pages. But then, in the dark, corners of strategy meetings, a seed of that joke began to grow roots. A man known for his eccentric ideas. The kind of guy who doesn't just think outside the box, he burns the box and builds a spaceship out of the ashes. He watched Ronaldo's last match: 2 goals, 1 assist, and a humiliation of his defense so bad that even the defenders avoided the post-game interview. Alvarez sat in his office that night, staring at the tactics board, marker in hand, muttering, "How do you stop a hurricane? How do you cage a lion? How do you stop Ronaldo?" Then, like lightning striking the pitch, the idea hit him. What if one goalkeeper isn't enough? 1 became 2. 2 became 3. And by the time he slammed his fist on the desk, the plan was born. 5 goalkeepers. 1 net. 1 mission. Stop Cristiano Ronaldo. The air crackles with tension. The stadium is alive. No, it's a living organism. 50,000 fans breathing in unison, chanting, clapping, waving banners that read, SIU, you. Goat mode activated. Cameras flash like strobe lights. Reporters buzz around like bees drunk on chaos. But beneath the noise, something feels off. Ronaldo senses it the moment he steps onto the pitch. His boots kiss the grass, and that familiar calm washes over him. Game face on. But as his eyes drift toward the opponent's goal, his stride slows. And then he freezes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goalkeepers, standing shoulder to shoulder inside the net like soldiers on a battlefield. Gloves on, jerseys shining under. The floodlights. They look more like a wall than a team. The crowd gasps. For a second, the entire stadium is confused. Then the murmurs turn into a roar of disbelief. What the... Are you seeing this? One commentator shouts, almost choking on his headset mic. 5 goalkeepers. 5. Is this even legal? The other commentator can barely contain his laughter. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most ridiculous tactic in football history. But Alvarez? Oh, Alvarez is loving it. He sits on the bench with that sly grin, arms folded, eyes locked on Ronaldo, like a chess master who just sacrificed his queen. Ronaldo doesn't panic. He doesn't even flinch. Instead, he does the thing every fan knows by heart. The slow smile creeping across his face. That trademark grin that whispers, "You really think this will stop me?" The cameras zoom in on his expression, and Twitter explodes in real time. Memes flood timelines before the kickoff whistle even blows. #5 Keepers Challenge starts trending worldwide. Fans are losing their minds. Half the stadium laughs. The other half prays they don't witness history tonight, because deep down, they know Ronaldo lives for this kind of madness. The referees gather near the goal, clearly debating whether this circus act breaks any official rules. Technically, as long as there are 11 players on the pitch, nothing says you can't stack 5 of them in goal. The opposing team argues, gesturing wildly at the rulebook, but the ref shrugs. It's unorthodox, he says, but legal. The whistle blows. And just like that, football, as we know, it changes forever. The first few minutes are chaos. Every time Ronaldo gets the ball, the 5 keepers move like a synchronized dance troupe, shuffling side to side, blocking every angle. They look like a human shield protecting a treasure chest. The commentators lose it completely. This is absurd. Look at that defense. Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing the birth of something. Well, something stupid, but historic. Ronaldo doesn't rush. He studies, observes, every pass, every move, every twitch of their gloves. He's reading them like an open book. Meanwhile, Alvarez is on the sideline, chest puffed out like a king who just conquered Rome. He turns to his assistant and whispers, "He's frustrated. Look at him. He can't break through. We've done it." But what Alvarez doesn't understand, what he couldn't possibly understand, is that this isn't frustration. This is focus. This is the calm before the storm. Ronaldo jogs back to the center of the pitch, rolls his shoulders, and cracks his neck. And then he looks up straight into the camera with that glint in his eye. The one that says, "You wanted a war? You got one." And somewhere, deep in the soul of every fan watching, they know what's coming next will not just be football. It will be legend. The crowd is on its feet. The ball is back in play. The impossible idea, the 5-man wall, the audacious gamble, is about to face the one man the football world calls unstoppable. And as Ronaldo takes his position, knees bent, eyes locked, a storm brewing in his veins, one question hangs in the air like thunder waiting to break. A moment the camera zoomed in on the goal and revealed 5 goalkeepers stacked shoulder to shoulder. The world collectively gasped. It wasn't just a football match anymore. It was history in the making. At first, people thought it was a glitch. On the broadcast, "Wait, are my eyes broken?" one fan tweeted. But then the commentators confirmed it. 5 goalkeepers. One goal dot within seconds, social media erupted. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, every platform exploded with the same question. What on earth is happening? 5 goalkeepers? This isn't football. This is Avengers. Goalkeepers assemble. They're not playing defense. They're building a fortress. Next step, 10 defenders, a wall of goalkeepers, and maybe a tank. The memes came fast. Someone photoshopped Ronaldo walking toward the goal with the caption, Thanos versus Earth's mightiest goalkeepers. Another turned the scene into a video game challenge. Level 99 Boss Battle Ronaldo Edition. The hashtag Stop Ronaldo challenge started trending worldwide within minutes. Fans posted videos pretending to block Ronaldo in their living rooms, stacking pillows and chairs to make a goalkeeper wall. One guy even dressed his entire family in goalkeeper jerseys and stood them in front of his garage door, proudly declaring, "Come on, Ronaldo. Try me." Meanwhile, sports analysts went into overdrive. Every major network cut to live debate panels. Opinions clashed like swords. This is either the most genius defensive strategy ever, or the biggest humiliation in football history. Desperation, pure desperation. You don't stack goalkeepers unless you're terrified. It's creative, but honestly, is it even legal? FIFA officials were reportedly scrambling behind the scenes, phones ringing off the hook. Was this against the rules? Technically, no. As long as the team fielded only 11 players, they could make as many of them goalkeepers as they wanted. And that's exactly what they had done. 5 keepers, 3 defenders, 2 midfielders, and a lonely striker at the other end. But while the world debated, Ronaldo stayed silent. He didn't look at the cameras. He didn't acknowledge the chaos. He didn't scroll through trending hashtags. Instead, he jogged along the touchline. Warming up like this was a normal Sunday match. Stretch, sprint, stretch again. Calm, collected, deadly focused. Every now and then, the camera caught a flicker of something on his face, a tiny smirk. Almost like he was amused. Because for Ronaldo, this wasn't pressure. It was fuel. Meanwhile, the crowd inside the stadium didn't know whether to laugh, boo, or cheer. Some fans waved signs that read, 5 keepers? Really? This is not football. Others loved it, gave us the chaos. Ronaldo vs. the world. The energy was electric. You could feel it in the air. The tension, the absurdity, the anticipation of something legendary about to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been in football for 30 years, and I have never seen anything like this. 5 goalkeepers. 5. Are they trying to build the Great Wall of China in front of the goal? If Ronaldo scores today, just retire the Ballon d'Or and give him a throne. Every camera in the stadium stayed locked on Ronaldo. Not the coaches, not the referees, just him. Because everyone knew this wasn't just a match anymore. This was a statement. Could one man break through 5 goalkeepers? The reactions weren't limited to fans. Football legends started chiming in. Lionel Messi, watching from home, posted a cryptic Instagram story. Even 5 won't be enough. The post racked up 1 million likes in 15 minutes. Former goalkeeping greats like Iker Casillas and Gianluigi Buffon started giving live interviews. Honestly, it's insulting. 5 goalkeepers? It shows fear. You can't defend football. Like this. Even celebrities outside of football joined the conversation. LeBron James tweeted, 5 defenders, 5 keepers. Y'all scared or what? And then tagged Ronaldo with a fire emoji. The internet was having the time of its life. This wasn't just a sporting event anymore. It was the event. News channels that had nothing to do with sports started covering it. Historic moment in Football as rival team fields 5 goalkeepers to stop Cristiano Ronaldo. Meanwhile, in the locker room, Ronaldo tied his boots slowly. No rush, no panic. His teammates watched him, expecting a speech, maybe some anger. But he just stood up, looked around, and said in that calm, confident tone, "5 goalkeepers? Good. Makes the challenge worth it." Then he walked out to the pitch, the cameras following him like he was stepping into a gladiator arena. The roar of the crowd hit like a wave. Signs, flags, chants. The energy was unreal. The opposing team stood near the goal. 5 men dressed in neon green goalkeeper kits, gloves on, lined up like a human barricade. Their faces were serious, but you could see the nerves. Because deep down, they knew something the world was about to find out. When you push a legend to the limit, he doesn't break. He evolves. And Ronaldo? He was ready to prove it. The whistle was about to blow. The world held its breath. The whistle blows. Kick off. The energy in the stadium shifts instantly. It's electric. You can feel it in your bones. The tension, the anticipation, the absolute insanity of what's about to unfold. Every fan is on their feet. Cameras zoom in, trying to catch every twitch of Ronaldo's expression. But he's calm, ice cold. This is just another game to him. Or at least that's what he wants the world to think. The first few minutes are cagey. Both teams probe cautiously, almost like chess players studying the board. But everyone knows what's coming. Everyone is waiting for the moment. And then it happens. The ball rolls toward Ronaldo. It's the 10th minute. The sound in the stadium hits a different frequency, like a jet engine spooling up. He takes his first touch perfect, as always. The second touch pushes the ball forward into open space. And suddenly, time seems to slow down. Ronaldo accelerates. It's like watching a predator break free from its cage. 2 defenders see him coming and panic. They throw themselves in his path. But Ronaldo? He's dancing. A quick step over, then another, faster than the eye can follow. The crowd gasps. The defenders? Gone. Left in the dust. He's through. Now. It's just him and the goal. Except this isn't a normal goal. It's a fortress. 5 men. 5 professionals. Arms out, knees bent, eyes wide with fear and determination. They look like soldiers preparing for battle, like human shields guarding the last line of defense. Ronaldo glances up. 1 split second is all he needs. He sees the gaps, the angles, the possibilities. And then boom, the shot comes like thunder. His right foot connects with the ball, so cleanly that you can hear it echo across the stadium. The ball rockets toward the top corner, a missile designed to humiliate physics. But then diving from the left, the first goalkeeper flies like Superman. His fingertips brush the ball, deflecting it just enough to keep it out of the net. The stadium erupts in chaos, but Ronaldo isn't done. The ball rebounds toward the penalty spot. Another chance. Another heartbeat. He lunges forward and strikes again, this time low and hard. But the second keeper is already there, throwing his entire body on the line, blocking it with his legs. The crowd loses its mind. 5 goalkeepers, and 2 have already earned their pay in 10 seconds. What is happening? Screams the commentator. His voice cracking under the weight of history. Ronaldo stands still for a moment, breathing hard, chest rising and falling like an engine cooling after redlining. And then he smiles. That grin, the one that says, "Okay, you got lucky." But luck doesn't last. Meanwhile, the rival team celebrates like they've just won the World Cup. The 5 keepers pile on top of each other, hugging, screaming, punching the air. The crowd, half in shock and half in awe, roars loud enough to shake the rafters. "Did I tee?" shouts another commentator. For now, they did IT. Twitter explodes. Phones everywhere light up like Christmas trees. Clips of the save are already viral, memes popping up in real time. Someone posts, 5 goalkeepers? No problem. Ronaldo still almost scored. Another one says, Ronaldo versus the Avengers. Back on the pitch, there's no time for memes. The ball is back in play, and the world's greatest predator is circling again. You can see it in his eyes. The hunger, the fire, the obsession. Thatness didn't break him. It woke him up. The crowd senses it. This isn't over. Not by a long shot. The camera cuts to the rival coach, and he looks pale, like someone just told him the monster he tried to chain up has broken free. Because deep down, everyone knows what's coming next. If 5 goalkeepers stopped him once, it only means one thing to Ronaldo. He's about to make sure they never stop him again. The clock ticks, 65 minutes gone. Sweat glistens on Ronaldo's forehead. His jersey clings to his body, soaked from the relentless pressure of this bizarre challenge. 5 goalkeepers. 5. Not to mention the defenders guarding the penalty box like soldiers protecting a fortress. Every attack feels like storming a castle without a ladder. Another cross comes in. Ronaldo rises like he always does, higher than everyone else. The ball meets his forehead. A bullet header. But again blocked. A wall of gloves, arms, and bodies. The stadium erupts in disbelief, half cheering, half groaning. He lands, shakes his head, and jogs back. Not angry. Not frustrated. Just thinking. For the first time in years, the whispers grow louder. Is this it? Is this the day Ronaldo fails? The pundits on commentary can hardly contain themselves. You've got to admit, this is extraordinary. Ronaldo has faced the best. Defenses in the world, but never 5 goalkeepers at once. The rival coach stands smug on the sideline, arms folded, convinced his plan is working. Every second that ticks by feels like victory to him. But on the pitch, Ronaldo is recalculating. He stops sprinting, stops forcing the attack. Instead, he moves slower, like an artist studying his canvas before the final stroke. His eyes scan the human wall in front of him. Every dive, every twitch, every angle of movement. To most, this looks like fatigue. To Ronaldo, it's geometry. The next play begins. He doesn't charge into the box. He drifts wide, hugging the sideline, pulling one defender out of position. He receives a short pass. A little flick, no pressure. Then another pass. Another. Flick. Suddenly, he's everywhere and nowhere at once, ghosting across the pitch. The crowd senses it, that shift, that calm before the storm. On the bench, the rival coach feels it too. That unease in his gut. He knows Ronaldo. He's watched. The tapes studied the stats. This man isn't just muscle and speed. He's chess on 2 legs. Stay focused. The coach screams, waving his arms. Mark him. But it's too late. Ronaldo's already inside their heads. 80 minutes gone. The scoreline still reads 0-0. Tension hangs thick like fog. Every fan is on their feet now. Phones out, recording. What feels like history in the making. And then it happens. A pass splits 2 defenders. Ronaldo accelerates, not full throttle, just enough to glide past his marker like wind through leaves. The ball sticks to his feet like it's magnetized. 1 touch. 2. Then, suddenly he slows down. He's on the edge of the box. 5 goalkeepers crouch inside the net like predators waiting to pounce. The crowd roars, sensing the climax. He winds up. No, he doesn't. It's a fake. 2 goalkeepers dive in opposite directions, gloves outstretched. Ronaldo barely smirks. 1 touch to the left. Another keeper lunges. Another fake. Now it's chaos. The human wall is crumbling. Piece by piece, one man left, the elegant finish Ronaldo chips, not power, not fury, just grace. The ball arcs like a painter's brushstroke, soaring above the final goalkeeper's desperate leap. Time slows. Phones rise higher. Thousands of voices scream in unison as the ball dips under the crossbar and kisses the net. The stadium detonates. Commentators lose their minds. I don't believe it. He's done it again. Again. Fans scream, hug strangers, throw drinks in the air. Memes are already being born in real time. The rival coach sinks into his chair, face pale, plan shattered. And Ronaldo? He doesn't sprint to the corner flag. He doesn't rip off his shirt. He just stands there, arms wide, eyes closed, soaking it in. That expression says everything. You thought 5 men could stop me? His teammates mob him, laughing, screaming. The cameras zoom in. Sweat drips from his brow, but his breathing is steady, calm, almost inevitable, because that's what Ronaldo is. Inevitable. It wasn't just strength. It wasn't luck. It was patience, intelligence, and the unshakable belief that no wall is too high, no challenge too great. As he jogs back to the center circle, he glances toward the rival coach and flashes that grin, the one that started this whole thing. The clock ticks toward full time. The world knows what they've just witnessed. Not just a goal, but a masterclass in resilience. And deep down, every fan, every pundit, every coach learns the same lesson. You can stack 5 goalkeepers. You can throw the rule book out the window. But when it's Ronaldo, you still can't stop him. They threw the wildest idea at him. 5 goalkeepers. A fortress of gloves and bodies. A wall no one could break. They thought numbers could defeat greatness. They thought fear could bend a legend. But legends don't bend. They break limits. Think about it. The odds were stacked beyond reason. Every shot blocked, every angle closed, every trick answered. And yet, in the moment that mattered most, Ronaldo didn't panic. He didn't crumble under pressure. He didn't let doubt creep in. He adapted. He evolved. He outthought them. Because greatness isn't just about talent. It's about resilience. It's about patience. It's about knowing that when the world says impossible, you don't walk away. You write a new definition of possible. 5 goalkeepers? They tried fear. They tried numbers. They tried everything. And still, the ball hit the back of the net. The crowd erupted. And in that split second, the lesson was clear. You can't stop a man who refuses to stop himself. See, this wasn't just about football. This was a story about life. About challenges that look too big, obstacles that feel too strong, situations where everyone says, you can't win. But legends, real legends, don't ask for easy. They don't pray for shortcuts. They live for the fight. They embrace the challenge. And when life puts 5 goalkeepers in front of them, they don't quit. They find a way through, around, over whatever it takes. So next time you face something that feels impossible, remember this. It's not about how many goalkeepers are in front of you. It's about how badly you want to score. The question isn't, how many goalkeepers does it take to stop Ronaldo? The answer? They still haven't found out. Because when greatness walks on the pitch, the rules change. The game bends. And the impossible becomes just another highlight. So ask yourself, what's your goal? What's standing in front of you? And do you have the courage to take the shot? Because if there's one thing Ronaldo taught us that day, it's this. Barriers exist to be broken. Records exist to be shattered. And legends? Legends exist to remind us that nothing, absolutely nothing, is impossible. Now think about this for a moment. The story of Ronaldo and the 5 goalkeepers isn't just about football. It's about life, about challenges, and about refusing to give up when the odds are stacked against you. What's standing in your way right now? How many goalkeepers are blocking your path to success? Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's doubt. Maybe it's 1,000 little obstacles that seem impossible to overcome. But here's the truth. Greatness doesn't wait for the perfect conditions. It doesn't bow to obstacles or surrender to pressure. It finds a way. Every single time. So, take a page from Ronaldo's book. Face the challenge. Study it. Outsmart it. Rise above it. Because no wall, no matter how tall, no matter how wide, is stronger than determination. Skill and courage. If this story inspired you, share it. Spread the lesson. Show the world that legends aren't born. They're made through perseverance, resilience, and heart. And remember, the question isn't how many goalkeepers it takes to stop you. The question is, how badly do you want to score?